A man who wants to get strong and build muscle requires testosterone to help accomplish that. This hormone also affects a man's mood, emotions, and sex drive. By the time you hit 30, your testosterone production starts slowing down, more so at 40 and beyond. Unfortunately, most men don't even know it's happening.
I think that there's sort of a lack of realization that this is a very common problem. It's largely undiagnosed. There are millions of people who have this difficulty going on in their lives and with the problem of low testosterone.
David Sneed is the doctor who realized I was going through the change. For more than 2 years, I couldn't shake a serious bout of depression. I was always tired, grumpy, and workouts at the gym showed no significant improvement. A simple blood test showed my testosterone level had dropped to the low end of normal. I started testosterone replacement therapy and almost immediately felt like my old self again. That was 3 years ago. Now,
you have some great news on your lab test that we did here.
All right.
It looks like we've really hit a good level for you on your testosterone supplementation. Your levels are really optimized. You're at the upper limit of normal.
there are a few testosterone supplements that doctors will suggest that you can take. My doctor prescribed this one. It's called Androgel. Besides Androgel, Dr. Sneed says other top testosterone medicines are Testum, also a gel you rub on your shoulders and stomach, and a patch called Androderm. There are possible side effects. More on that later.
There we go. Let's go.
It's time to walk the dogs at the Brown home in Georgetown. As of 2 months ago, when Brian Brown got home from work, a walk with his wife Sharon and their chihuahuas was the farthest thing on his mind.
I would just come home every day and just be completely worn out, and I would take these huge naps, basically, get home, take a nap, spend a couple hours with, the family, and then, we'd be back to bed.
It was more than just sleeping. Sharon says her husband was not himself anymore.
Flying off the handle, just not handling small things that pop up day to day well at all, blowing everything out of proportion. It was just not at all the Brian that I knew.
Brian went to the doctor and was first diagnosed with depression. The drugs didn't help. Then he was told he had attention deficit disorder. More drugs, more time, he still felt lousy.
It just got to the point where we finally had to say, no, this isn't working. It's not just hasn't had enough time, it's just not addressing the real problem.
The Browns were frustrated. The tension was showing in their marriage. Then after watching our news report on low testosterone, Sharon prompted Brian to go to the doctor again.
I know you thought, well, I'm too young, it can't possibly be the problem.
Right.
But when we got his levels back, we were shocked.
Shocked because Brian is only 27 and has apparently been suffering from low testosterone for several years. Even his doctor was surprised.
He said usually this is something we see, as people go into their late 50s and early 60s, and so it was, really kind of, I think, a surprise for him that someone in their late 20s would have such a low number.
Brian is now on hormone replacement therapy. His life has changed again, for the better.
From the place that I was until where I am now, it's like night and day.
Almost immediately after treatment started, he was back to the Brian that he was when I married him.
Brian took action. But it's a sad fact that men are notorious for not wanting to go to the doctor, much less to talk about problems affecting their manhood.
They just sort of assume that it's just part of the aging process and they just need to put up with it and deal with it, not realizing that there's a potential help and solution for their difficulties. Treatment is easy, it's safe, it's effective, and there's no reason in the world why someone shouldn't feel better and perform better in their daily life.
And daily life is better for the Browns. When Brian was fighting the testosterone demon, talk of starting a family was silenced.
So now I'm completely confident to bring someone into the world with you, and I think you're completely prepared to be the father I knew you could be back when I married you.